Independent Regulatory Board for Auditors says the important baseline for accountants and auditors includes ethics, integrity, reliability and credibility, amongst others. It says these codes are designed to drive and to guide professionals to avoid fraud and corruption. Fraud and corruption are robbing South Africa of massive resources.
It has a massive impact. I think it gets underestimated. I mean, if you just look at Eskom, the load shedding, it's putting us on a downward trend. Our businesses, we have major corporates actually exiting the country from listed companies exiting the country because of load shedding and the risks that. And if you go back and look at the root causes of those things, it goes back to self-interest instead of serving the public interest.
State capture has called into question the way in which fraud and corporate failures are handled. The Association of Chartered Certified Accountants says these acts breed poverty worldwide.
I think that corruption really breeds poverty because if you think about it, the most important thing is that we talk about, a just world. If we talk about just world, as we are talking about at this conference, you want a world which is fair, which is equitable, which ensures that everyone, wherever they are, whether they're in Sandton or whether they are in other provinces or whether they're in other parts of, Africa, have their fair share, whether it's to do with work, whether it's to do with, delivering, services, so service delivery. And I think the challenge we have is that sometimes corruption actually prevents that from happening. So I think that it really leads us to not being able to fulfill our potential.
At the same time, accounting professionals say corruption also takes away from the level of trust and value placed in the profession.
I mean, corruption as a whole is terrible anywhere in the world, and talk less of on the continent, right? It takes away from all of us. It erodes trusts, it erodes value, it doesn't help us. And it's what we do as accountants enhances the ability to stop people or to actually identify, fraudulent or corrupt activities because we bring about transparency. So one of the things we see that affects, this level of corruption is just, lack of transparency, opaqueness, and not having information, data out there. So when you look at it, corruption isn't beneficial for anyone because we don't just take from this generation, we take from many generations that are coming in. And it also erodes, value in our profession as well.
Nothando Makutulela, SABC News, Johannesburg.